The unit may vary in construction, but all work on the same principle. On this schematic drawing of the unit, we see how the oxygen is contained under pressure in the cylinder which is worn on the swimmer's chest. When initially opening the main valve, the valve should be opened and closed at short intervals to ensure a small, steady stream of oxygen. The booster valve is also opened for a short time to fill the lung. The lung filled, the gas flows through a one-way valve into the facepiece. The exhalations then flow out through another one-way valve into the canister of lime. This absorbs the carbon dioxide, allowing the unused oxygen to return to the facepiece, bolstered by more oxygen from the lung. Breathing should be slow and even, letting the exhalations pass through the lime slowly enough for all the CO2 to be absorbed. The oxygen in the lung is gradually used up, and the swimmer gives himself a little more by opening the booster valve momentarily. The unit is easily made ready for use. Attach the cylinder firmly, leaving no possibility for leakage. All dust must be removed from the granules of lime, for dust that remains may be breathed into the lungs with serious effects. To keep the lime properly fixed in the container, a screen is secured at the bottom and top. Baffle plates are then inserted at intervals to ensure an even flow throughout the entire container. Usually, a little more than 1 can of lime will be needed to fill the canister. The unit rests easily on the shoulders, with the rubber lung riding within its protective carrier. Crotch straps keep it from riding up under the water. Since the lung must contain nothing but pure oxygen, the air now in it must be removed. 3 or 4 deep breaths do the job. With the mask firmly secured on the swimmer, he's now ready to test the unit. An observer should stand behind the operator to tell him when the lung is adequately filled. First, open the main valve, starting the flow of oxygen. Check the gauge to see how much oxygen is in the cylinder. The pressure in the lung should be as high as possible without making breathing difficult. The amount of pressure necessary will vary with the individual. If the pressure in the lung is too high, it can be reduced by pinching the exhale tube, pushing up the spitcock and blowing out the excess air. This may also be used to rid the facepiece of excess perspiration or spittle which may have collected. Underwater, the unit will allow the operator to swim for as long as 2 hours, the capacity of the cylinder. After swimming, the unit should be removed and hosed down thoroughly with fresh water to cleanse it of salt water and vegetation. Lime will be removed immediately, since it can't be used again. The screens and baffle plates must also be cleaned. The valves, tubes, and mask must be dried carefully. Since a man's life may depend on the proper maintenance of the unit, it's impossible to show too much care. Units of this type have already been used with great success in various operations, such as beach reconnaissance and salvage work.